Hey, how you guys doing today? So this definitely came out later because the subs came out later, so I only just been able to get to it because that's way unfortunately goes. But anyways, just as normal, I will have a poll at the end of this video that you guys can participate and vote on who you like the most after this episode. Rank 1 through 5, 1 being favorite, 5 being your least favorite, same as every other one as before. So of course this episode is going to be focusing on Ren, so I imagine I would see some shift in that, but who knows, we'll have to see. But if you want to participate, the link will be in the description below. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into episode 7 of Love Live Superstar. So this episode is going to start with a little dog over here, and we're going to see little Ren come up and pick up the dog and see someone else who's right next to her. Now who is that? We can have some guesses, but she's going to have a lot of similarities to Ren, so you probably would imagine probably this is going to be her mother, which of course we know this one is the founder of that school, Yuigaoka. Here we get to see Ren, who picked up a form here, which we're going to see eventually this is going to be for the student council president election, so will pick up a form and submit it. So here we're going to start episode 7. This is going to be Showdown Student Council President Election. These two girls are walking around, and then we get to see Chisato, who shows off her new uniform, which is a general chorus uniform. Before, you know, it was a little more white, so she surprised these two girls by showing off that she has transferred. So of course Chisato dropped out of the music course, and the headmistress allowed her to transfer without even taking an exam, so that's all good. But the reason why she wanted to work towards the same goal as the rest of the girls. And Cuckoo's like, wow, this must be true love here. But when they walk in, they get to see the form for the student council president, and Cuckoo's going to try to convince Kanon that she should do it. But first, when they walk in, they get to see Chisato being sworn by the rest of the girls because she is new to here, and Kanon kind of has that kind of look like, I made this girl who she is, or kind of like that mother-father look. But anyways, Kanon looks over and sees Cuckoo's like, you're going to have to be a part of the student council president election, and she's going to nominate her. And that is going to be written in hiragana. That's just the character type, you know, kind of like Japanese has like 3 alphabets basically. It's the most simple version, the one you probably learned first, which is hiragana, which reads Shibuyo Kanon if you read that. Cuckoo said that's the way they write it in hiragana, probably because that's the easiest to read. I guess that's probably why you do hiragana, because that's what you usually learn first. So easier to read and not having to explain the characters. I don't know, they could have gone with katakana, but I don't know. Anyways, she gets to show the form to Kanon, where Kanon's like, wait, why is my name on here? And she's like, of course, I'm submitting you. And Kanon's like a little confused because like, I didn't do this. So then Kuku's like, yeah, you're gonna do it, and I'm gonna help you out. And then Kanon runs away. You know, we've seen this before, and she definitely doesn't want to do this. And Cuckoo's really insistent on this because they knew Ren, if she goes and does it, she's probably going to shut down this idol club. And then Sumina's like, well, if you don't do it, I can do it. So then she's going to try to nominate herself, and the other girls they don't really notice or care. And on top of that, Chisato doesn't even know who she is. She's like, you're someone, right? And she's like, I'm Sumire. But I guess she's new to the club, so I guess she gets away with it. But this news does make it so that Kanon is really excited, and she decides to nominate Sumire because, you know, then she doesn't have to do it. So in the end, it looks like Sumire will be their nominee. So then they start doing some promo vids and trying to explain it, but let's just say it doesn't go very well, as you can see right here. The girls begin discussing how Sumire might have a chance because Ren is not so popular with the general course students, which actually is like 3 times larger, because she kind of tends to look down on them, and you already seen that before in previous episodes where she kind of almost shuns them a bit. So then we get to see that she places a poster saying that she's going to work with the music and the general course, which that could be a nail in the coffin if she gets the support of the general course. And this is probably my favorite scene from Love Live Superstar, this one right here. I just like how they equate the situation and just blow it out of proportions, see what Ren would do to these girls if she becomes the student council president. Cuckoo is insistent on the fact that she really feels like if Ren becomes the student council president that she will enforce the shutdown of the club. Kind of like, every other student council president, because that's the way the Love Live works and student council presidents works, I guess. But they continue trying to promote, and they decided to give out takoyaki to try to support Sumire. And well, the chairwoman comes and she thinks this is a bit much and probably penalized for that. So they look at the results, and Sumire got less than 0 votes. She actually got negative 20 and gets absolutely destroyed by Ren. And well, the reason why, there's kind of bribery involved here. So with the takoyaki, she actually got negative points for that, which I don't know if that's really the right way to do the penalty, but negative points it is. So then we see Ren, as now she is now officially the student council president, and she goes to the chairwoman and asks this question: please tell me how many applicants the school has for next year. What does this mean? Basically the same plot line as like literally every other Love Live. It sounds like the school is probably going to shut down because there is going to be a lack of students coming from the next year, which means a lack of funding, which means the school might have to shut down, and that they have to increase interest into the club. But Love Live, can you actually have a new idea for once here? Like, there could be a different plot line beyond, oh, the school's shutting down. But I guess can't be Love Live without that, right? So I guess that is the situation we're going to go through, and it looks like Ren feels obligated to fix that. And especially the fact that she's the daughter of the founder of the school, she feels even doubly obliged to do that. So then Kanon tries to ask, why are you so mad at us? Why don't you like school idols? And she basically just says, I don't think, it'll just think better if it's not a thing. And that's basically how she explains it. So then she goes and gives a speech as a student council president, and she kind of makes that promise that she will just be focusing on the students in the music course and not the general course, which breaks her promise. And this makes a lot of her people mad. If you look back at the poster, she made that promise where she will have both of them work hand in hand, but instead she's focusing on music, which she is a part of the music course, and she probably did that to win the vote. But now she's lying, and typical politician stuff. People lie to get people's vote, and wow, she instantly broke it. So yikes. And of course, people are not so happy about that, and they try to rise up, and then Kuku's like, Kanon's gonna fight this out, but Kanon's not exactly interested in that. So these girls are trying to figure out why Ren is so mad at these girls. So they decide to follow him, and we got a tree hat, I guess. But they're gonna try to slowly follow her, and then we actually get a poop hat again. So think back to Nico, and they try to use this disguise to see if they can follow Ren. I guess they didn't get caught here, so they end up following all the way, and they do find Hatsuki Ren's house here, which is really, really large. You thought Maki was rich? Yeah, this is a really big mansion. So these girls are staying outside, and they actually get to talk to the machine, and the maid will let them in. As they said, they're friends of Ren. So they're inside this mansion, and of course they don't know what to do here, but they do find a big dog here, which they think is a plush. So they go and hug it, but then they quickly realize that's actually a real dog. So then we get them running away. So kind of like a callback to Sunshine, where Chitake kind of throws a ball to get this dog off of them. She goes walking, and then she finds this yearbook, and in this yearbook we get to see a certain girl here, which obviously kind of looks like Ren. So this is probably again her mother that we're seeing in this yearbook from a long time ago. But then we get to see Ren talking to the maid and saying that she can't be able to give this money to her because she knows that they are not doing well financially and the school might have to shut down. But she decided that she has to do it despite being in the financial problems. And then we see the dog Chibi tackle these girls, and now Ren knows that these girls are with them. Of course, she overheard the incident, and they will figure out that the school will have no funds to operate. So if there's no money, how can the school be able to continue run? I thought government money, but I guess if there's not enough interest, of course the school will probably have to shut down. And Ren is not able to help support that because, well, her mother is actually dead. And I don't remember them saying anything about seeing her father. He's probably gone. So there's no way to financially support the school here. So we will have to get it shut down unless they can receive funding some other way. So Ren obviously feels that she needs to fix this. But that'll be actually the end of this episode here. So of course, the ending thing, we have a special version. This one's just going to be strictly just Ren. So if you want to listen to that, that will be at the end of the episode. And then we get a little preview of the next episode, something to do with a key. And then at the very, very end on the NHKE broadcast, they have Message, which is going to be sung by Kanon. So let's get a preview of this version of Message. So that will conclude the episode. So what do you guys think? Of course, let me know how the girls change in your rankings after this episode. Of course, go to the link in the description and participate in that poll. But we got probably something that's a little bit more dire than the other girls' situations in terms of the schools shutting down. Of course, you know, we had that for Yuigaoka. Now, we also had that for Otono Kizaka and Urano Hoshi. And those got shut down potentially because there's a lack of students here, and this might be the same situation. Although, you know, this one was kind of funded by Ren's parents, but, well, her mother's dead. I don't know where her father is. So now it's just up to her, and now she feels like that she has to try to save the school because, you know, kind of their parents' legacy. So there's actually a lot more in stake for her than, say, the other girls. Of course, every girl wants to save the school and keep it running, but it feels a little different, despite, you know, being the exact same plotline like every single time. So, well, but, you know, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you okay with this plotline to happen for the third time? I guess it didn't happen in Ichigo. That's more shut down the club, and I guess you'll see the club try to get shut down the second time, probably in season 2. But let me know what you guys think about that plotline, and how does this episode change your view of Ren now that we know a little bit more about her motivations? Do you think they're justified? I still feel a bigger disconnect. Probably I'll have to explain that a little bit more in the future. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.